Welcome to the GLAC Studio. This is Gomati Sivasankaran. Today's tutorial is the basic of the basic, and we are getting started with large canvas paintings. And this is going to talk about the canvas section of the painting, especially when you are choosing large canvases. How do you go by it, and what all the options that you can think of? This is essentially the series of sessions or classes for someone that is already in the level of what do you call a slightly advanced level in learning oil painting, and is ready to explore larger scale artwork, but it is still not that large that they are ready to do. So this is a 80 by 60 centimeter canvas that we are going to work on. So I am going to focus this particular section on how do you choose a canvas and what kind of canvases, what kind of materials that you can work on. And I have another camera here that is pointing close to the section where you see the name of the brand or something like that. And I will go through what exactly is that in a short while. Thank you again for watching. And if you are totally interested into learning every single section or every single nuance of a large scale artwork, this is exactly where you need to be. And I'm so happy that you are joining me with this journey. Um, this is a 60 by 80 centimeter canvas that I'm going to start with, and I will work with you um, throughout in front of camera in every single step. I will show you what exactly I'm doing and how we are going through it. So the first thing about a canvas, when you are deciding to move out of a basic item that you've been using for a while and you want to go for a branded item or a branded material, what exactly do you look for? Why do we need to go for a branded material? Is the first question that you need to ask yourself. The canvas that is available for you, let's say for a cheaper price, that's at a local store, is good enough for you to start with. But at the same time, you also need to think of what exactly is the purpose for you to do this particular large or a fairly bigger scale painting. Is this for just a practice? Then you don't want to bother about getting a branded item. That is perfectly fine if it is just for practice. But I would also imagine that at this stage that you have practiced enough and you are ready to get to a bigger level. It could also be possible that you are curious on selling your artwork or exhibiting your artwork in many places. So at this stage, the quality of material really plays a vital role. And I can tell you some examples where I have had students that are still practicing, but then they are very good and they have moved on to practicing in slightly larger canvases. But then they continue to use a cheaper canvas. It has also been a situation where the canvas itself gives in because you're working layer on layer on layer. The canvas gives in and kind of bulges a lot, or maybe tears off in between and so on. So that's really heart wrenching for an artist when you are working for a long time in a piece and then you figure out it's yeah, it's gone. Yeah, it is damaged. So that is one kind of challenge that you could face, or maybe it's not damaged. It is good enough. It can hold your layers and it can do a good job. But then you can see that the cloth itself is getting slightly old with your pressure on the canvas, and then you can see that it will not last for long. So if you are going to sell that to someone, and maybe you're getting lucky with it, you sell it for a good price to someone, and then maybe in a month or two, because of some accident or something, that it starts tearing off. And it's another what do you call, sorry situation with your customer who has really loved your painting, bought it, but is not able to enjoy it enough because of the quality of work, the canvas. So from all these angles, it's imperative that you use a good canvas, a good quality canvas. um, There is also a way that you can buy cloth and you can tether yourself. I think there are videos that you will find on the YouTube or social media channels of artists doing it themselves. This requires space, definitely. And also, if you are so much interested into designing your own sizes and so on, it's a best idea to go for. But if you are lacking space, or if you cannot do so many things, then it is ideal that you go for a brand. Right now, the brand that I am showing you is what I use, and this is because also from the point of view that I live, the place where I live, I am also trying to source all my materials as locally as possible. Um, and I find this company, Jose Jacobsen, in English it is H.C. Jacobsen, um, to be a good brand. They make their own branded materials, and it's a very good quality. I am convinced with this kind of quality linen canvas, and I have used it many times and found it very, very, what do you call, very strong to take on layer upon layer upon layer. And the way they tether it is also very good. So um, as someone that doesn't have all the equipments to do the tethering and do the canvas herself, this is something I totally appreciate. So I will tell you now why I see this as a good quality. So I'm just moving it slightly out. Um, so there are some things mentioned here, and it's all written in Danish language. But to just give an overview, it tells you what kind of painting can be done in this. That's something basic. I think you will get to see that it's good for acrylic painting or oil painting or so. And where is the material coming from? And is it a linen canvas? Is it polyester? This is slightly, what do you call, polyester mixed canvas, and the quality is fairly, what do you call, it's top quality, at least in this part of the world that we are in. So this is the basic information that you must read before buying something, so you get to understand where is the cloth sourced from, and where are the things coming from, and so on. Why is this important? Also, now that you are getting into from the large painting uh, way, I would say that you will have to note down all this information when you are selling this painting. The way I do it, I also put in an agreement between the company that I own and also the client or my customer. And in that, one of the section or the clause that talks about materials used in this production of the creative work, I do mention the brand name and the type of material and the size and so on, and how much of centimeters is tethered to the side and so on. So all these things really matter. So if you are somebody new and are wondering, okay, how will I remember all these things? When you open up the wrapper, make sure that you don't throw this piece away, because this is the piece that's going to help you decide on the agreement. If you are going for something like an agreement between your client and yourself. So it's this is not just the end of it. There is also something to it. So I'm going to turn it around slightly. To the side, you will see that there are some more information coming up. I'm going to now turn this around. When I turn this around, again, I get some more information here about the company as such and the brand related information. On the side of it, so let me see if I can show this to you better. Right here. So this is the um, centimeter. Mm. So 60 centimeter by 80 centimeter. The weight of it, 280 grams per meter square, and it is a polyester, cotton polyester, and so on. So all this information really matters. So I will never remove this totally, or I will take it and keep it safely if I'm doing it for the first time. Now that I've been doing it for a while, I kind of remember all these things, and maybe some of my agreements already have all the information. Um, but yeah, if I'm doing it for the first time, definitely I will want to keep this so I remember it. And when you open it, so before even you are opening it, when you are looking at it, you can also see the back of it. The cloth shows even within the plastic covering. You can see the cloth, and you can touch the cloth, push it a little bit, and feel it from the back. This is how I would at least try to choose uh, canvases. If I am going for the first time to a shop to buy a canvas, I'll try to push and see, because this is exactly what's going to happen. My fingers, my brushes are going to go in all directions. So I will try to push it from the back to see what exactly is it. And sometimes, even while pushing a bit, you will see that it's not a good quality. And then you take a decision that not to go for that. So, but don't push too much that you're tearing it off at the shop itself and you'll have to pay fine. But yeah, just push a little bit and check how is it. It will be bulgy, and that's exactly why they give you these wooden sort of clips inside. It will come along with it, and I will show you shortly how to deal with that. So this is about choosing a canvas. So I have, once you know the brand very well and you can trust them, maybe you will not be checking every single day, going to the same shop or going to the same brand or something. But at the beginning, I would really prefer that you do this. And also, this frame is a good thickness. I can look at the frame and see the way it is tethered and so on. The frame has got a very good thickness here, so I like that. And when the canvases get larger and larger and larger here, the most important thing is that there should be a supporting wooden piece in between, coming in between, yeah, or crisscross, depending upon how big, how large the canvas is, because it also matters. If it gets too large, then it is not holding enough, and without those supporting wooden frames going across, it tends to bulge a lot, and also it's hard to manage. So the life of it again comes back to the life of it. What are we checking overall in this session? We are looking for the life of the cloth. Very simple. When you're buying a cloth for yourself, you're going to a shop to buy a t-shirt for yourself or a dress for yourself. You're looking at the beauty of it, but at the same time you're also looking at, will it hold good for some washes or some years, because I am spending money. And you will have to really extrapolate it to minimum 50 to 100 years when you're talking about oil painting. This is a good way to think of even at the beginning, because you're starting with high quality. If this can survive 100 good years, even more than the number of years that we are going to live, it is definitely a good place to start, that we are thinking of quality, to sustain this, sustain the beauty of the artwork that you're going to do for a good time, so people can enjoy. It's not just your customer's son or daughter, or somebody that is getting the painting from your customer is enjoying, so the customer's customer is enjoying, and it goes on, passes on with generation. It's just like a property that we need to think of. Art is kind of a property. So the professional artwork zone really starts from the angle of thinking of, what will I choose as a canvas. That itself is your first step. Do not worry too much. Oh, will I be painting very well? Yes, you will be painting very well. There is no end to learning. We're all in the learning process. Be confident about that. But if you are choosing a high quality, there is also a responsibility attached to it, that you want to give the best to it, isn't it? So choose something really of high quality, or at least a decent quality that is affordable for you at the stage that you are in, depending upon wherever you are. So this is how I choose, and I look at the frame. Sometimes the frames are also, the cloth could be good. The frame itself is not done very well. I have seen some cases where the frame is broken, the wood is broken. While you're carrying it, you could hurt yourself. Um, Somewhere down the line, the finishing of the canvas wooden frame isn't good. So these are very tiny aspects, but then it does matter. Why? When the frame itself is not a proper wood, it is already broken from an angle. With wear and tear, the chances are it's going to break somewhere down the lane. So, again, think on all those angles before even deciding to buy. Now that you have decided to buy and it is at your home or in your artwork space, studio, we are now ready to get started with opening it up. So, I am going to open this up. Let me see. Mhm. I have something sharp to just tear off. It's not a thick sheet that I have in this cover. Otherwise, I will be even more careful with a proper knife or something. So I am opening it up. The first thing when you open it up, always, I prefer to do it in the reverse, um, because this job of removing this, there is an extra cover that is provided. And the way I am removing this paper, so I have removed this paper and I will keep it with me. Um, if I want to show it to my customer, let's say, or so, or if I want to make an agreement, I want to make sure that the points from here, the information from here is used or so, then maybe I'll throw away. So I prefer it that way. So I'm going to keep it. And then I'm now ready to open up this. So in here, you will, depending upon where you're buying, there might be some instructions also provided on how do you hammer these pieces. What are these pieces? By now, maybe you would have already figured out these elements while working on a 40 by 40 or even a slightly bigger canvas. You might have received some things like these. So there should be 8 pieces. Hmm? Two for each corner, two for each corner, and 8 pieces. So that's exactly what is going to be there. Okay, so right now I'm showing you from the picture here how to put these wooden wedges, 8 pieces, in the corner. The way they are mentioning is to put it crisscross, isn't it? So that's what is showing up here, and I'm going to try doing that. I can actually do it with my own hand without the hammer. It works. So I'm going to do it and show you. So when I mm, yeah, so when I push it inside like this is easily going in. Yeah. So I'm not having to make much of an effort. So this is also possible. But do remember, once you're done with one corner, you are increasing the tension. Why are these wedges here for? The wedges are helping you to increase the tension between the sides of the frame and increase the tension so that the cloth sits very tight so it doesn't bulge too much. So once you have done it in one corner, obviously the other corners are going to get slightly, what do you call, slightly difficult. The more you do, the more difficult it is. And that's exactly what it is meant for. So it has to do with the purpose of increasing the tension, making it really tighter. So you can actually do it with the hand. This is good enough. I have seen good benefits only with the hand. But if you are not so convinced, you can also use a small little hammer and try doing it the way it is shown in this picture. Yeah. So using the hammer very lightly, slightly here and knocking it. Yeah. This is how you could do it. So this is about the deciding the canvas and prepping the canvas even before you are ready to paint. So even before the first coat. So I'm going to do the same thing in the other sections as well. And for now, I will remove the second um, or mm, let me try to show it without removing the second camera. So I'm just carefully moving things across. I'll rest the camera so I can continue removing the paper, the plastic cover. This is a very thin plastic cover, but in case you are getting a very thick, good cover, try not to tear it off in the middle the way I tore it, because you could always reuse it for packing. From sustainability point of view, plastic is definitely not so good idea, but still you have bought it. The least you could do is to reuse it effectively. So in that manner, you are not throwing too much plastic in the ground. Yeah. So that's the whole point of it. Right now, we are going to look at the other angle. Yes. Yes. That's the other angle. And I can see that, this tension is increased. So it's not so easy for me to push it inside. And I will have to move the camera across like this so you could see better. So you could see where I think you guys will see better than me. Hopefully. Yes. I think I managed to push one. The other one goes underneath and it goes now. Yes. So you can see very closely how exactly it's gone inside. So can we do yes, that's there. So you see the corner properly. And let me You will also have slightly thin wedges and thicker wedges in these. You will be, if I have to show it close to close to this, is this is the slightly thinner wedge and this could go here. Yeah. So you will see that the wedges aren't the same size or so sometimes, and it fits exactly to the T of, where things need to be. Yeah. So that helps. In that case, you will get to see how to adjust that. So if it doesn't go well in one place, you might want to retry in the other um, to make sure that you are fitting them right. Yeah? Yes, I think I managed. Gonna move this again. Yeah, so this is done. The last part of it goes inside. Just checking for the hole where it goes. I'm pushing it inside. Yes, this is also done. Once this is done, so we don't need the small camera anymore moving around. Okay, so if you look at the back of the canvas now, so after you're done tethering all the 8 wedges, second, the sound of it, it can actually tell you the resistance level. And maybe you have not tethered it properly. So you just saw me tethering everything with my own hand without the help of a hammer. But maybe you need it to do it a little more. I would do it if I think I have not made enough tension. Yeah, that's what I would do. So this is exactly when you're ready to start working on a canvas. And By default, the store-bought canvases come with a um, primer. It's primed. Um, I also remember many, many years ago buying canvases that were not primed. So, meaning you need to buy a primer. It's a white colored element to prime the canvas or to season the canvas in a way. Nowadays, by default, the products that we are getting are primed, so we are ready to get started with it. This is something that we'll have to remember. I think you by default will buy something that's got the priming done beforehand. In a way, preparing the cloth for painting. Yeah. And the kind of quality of canvas will definitely talk about the linen that you have and how much of effort is needed for you to put in. So, in the next session that we are going to see, we are going to prepare the canvas. So, this is going to be one more step into preparation. And you're wondering, what is that? We just prepared the canvas, isn't it? We selected the canvas, we prepared the canvas. That is the preparation at the base level to just select something and to buy and to fit the tension. So now we are preparing with the painting. The next class is going to be what exactly are we going to paint on? How are we going to make this painting canvas ready to accept all the tonalities on it? So we are going to do layer upon layer upon layer, but to that a base layer is needed. Yeah. So you can see on my sides there are large canvases almost my height sitting here. So these were all um, done like this, selected like this, done like this, and also the first coat done. Okay, we are doing the summary part right now. If we have to summarize the whole session, what exactly we have learned through this session is a prelude to artwork at a large scale, where we are looking deeper into the kind of material that we are going to paint on, which is the canvas. We looked at how do we choose a canvas, what are the disadvantages or the challenges that you might face with a canvas where that is low quality. Is it a good idea to get such a low quality canvas? Yes or no? And also, we looked at how to check a canvas when you are at the shop, um, and the basic thing of on the bulging and so on, how strong your hand is, and can it hold all the pressure? And looking at the details at the back of it, and also here in the pamphlet that is given in the canvas to look at what it is made of, what kind of size it is and quality and so on. And going behind the back of the canvas tells a lot, not just the canvas but also the wooden frame based on which the base that is there for the canvas. So how to check the frame if it is done very good or not, and deciding on the right canvas. So we looked at that, and once we have bought the canvas, we open up and also use the 8 wedges that is given along with the canvas that you bought to increase the tension, so you are ready to start painting on. So this is what we saw today. And if you have any questions regarding this, any comments or thoughts, please do share. In case you feel I haven't covered something important regarding the material or the overall idea of using a canvas, please do mention it, and I will try to cover it in the other videos that I get to do. Or also, if it is so important, I would also comment on it and uh, share my thoughts on the same as soon as possible with you. Thank you very much for watching this, and I hope you sit through all the sessions that are coming up and learn along with me to do a large canvas painting. Thank you very much again. Have a nice day. Bye bye.